Hi, yo. Welcome to the show. My name is Jay, and this is your Talk to Jay. You know how I do. Today we have someone to talk to you about all the sponsorships and all the media and entertainment and all that. We're at AMPD Studios at Johannesburg, Newtown. And welcome to the show, bro.
Thank you very much for having me.
Nice. So, if you can just introduce yourself a little bit on who you are, what you do, and then
Okay.
you get to.
Yeah, well, my name is Bandile Mngoma, sponsorship and events manager at Old Mutual. Look after one of the projects, for example, the M Studios here in Newtown. So this space is for the entertainment industry in the main, not necessarily music per se. So anybody in the creative industry can come through. So there is a boardroom. There's a recording studios, of which this is where we were at. There's a satellite broadcast desk as well. And there are what we call creation stations where people can do graphic designing. And yeah, it's available for anybody to come through and use. They just need to register and be part of the community.
Awesome, man. I mean, taking a look at the hunger or maybe the talent, the biggest talent that we have outside, because if we can check, then you'll find maybe I can say a giant within a lot of people, a lot of young people and all that who are hungry, but they don't have a platform like this. Big shout out to that. They don't have the platform like this to express themselves or maybe to learn. What inspired you guys, or maybe what motivated you guys to start something like this for all these young people?
Well, we've got a saying at Old Mutual that if it's good for South Africa, it's good for Old Mutual.
Okay.
So that's the driving mantra. And the second part is around paying it forward.
Okay.
For us as a financial services industry, we need people to be employable. We need people to have careers. We need people to actually have a future. So it's about enabling their futures. So by giving them these opportunities and platform, it simply means that people can look after themselves. And if they look after themselves, that's the solutions that we have as Old Mutual. So it's all about the left hand supporting the right hand and vice versa in the future.
Okay. So when people come here, they learn, right? You train them, you teach with different departments and all that. So I know the benefit is there for them to be aware or maybe to know more about the industry that they will be trained about. But what other benefits are there in case of making maybe their platform a running business?
Well, Dr. Vusima Sasela J something said it.
Yeah.
Start with planning. Just because you've got passion, you've got talent, and you don't plan for it. Okay. So everybody has to start with planning. Secondly, you have to surround yourself with the right credible people. So it's not about having your friends, your cousins, your relatives supporting you if they're not in that space. Okay. So what we are doing here is knowledge is power. You go to school to be trained so that you can have those necessary tools. So from an Old Mutual point of view, just because you've got a demo that you have recorded here, you have come and produced something out of the studio, it's then up to you, because this is a teaching ground. Who's your manager? Who's going to help you with the contract? Who's your promoter, if you have a promoter? Who's going to help you with communication? So all of these things are available. There are institutions like SAMRO, there are institutions like Moshito, music conferences, there's Capaso, there's SAMPRO. So all of these things are available. It's a matter of that do you have the knowledge first? If you have the knowledge, then it's not going to be hard. But people go into it with just the talent first without having to plan. So from an Old Mutual point of view, there are platforms, and this is one of the platforms that can be used. So we're saying first, knowledge first.
Okay.
And then once you get into your passion point, then if I have to record, there's a recording studio. Now, if I want to submit my music at Metro FM, you then submit it at Metro FM because it's properly produced, it's quality something. It's not just, a backdoor production, because they're also looking for quality control. Do you have a CV? It's basic as that. Do you have a profile, of yourself? Yeah. Like in other job, who you are, what is your passion, how do they contact you? Do you know how to charge? For example, as an artist and somebody books you, do you know how to put together an invoice?
So you train all those things.
It's not us on training, but there are other partners. There are other partners that can take you through. In fact, every corporate in South Africa has got what we call enterprise development.
Okay.
Every corporate. So if you need help with administration, there are departments that can help you with administration. So it's not for the lack of that it's hard. Yes, it is hard, but if you're not prepared, it's going to be even harder. So here we're saying this is a preparation ground for people to exercise their talents.
I hear clear. So, okay, getting to your department, the sponsorship part.
Yeah.
What are the requirements for a certain person to qualify to get funding or maybe like sponsorship?
Yes.
And then what are the terms and conditions?
Okay. I will be broad and then bring it back to Old Mutual.
Okay.
One, every company has got what they believe is their core business.
Yeah.
So as Old Mutual or Financial Services, we are into investment, risks and savings.
Okay.
So therefore, our strategy is we're using music as a platform. So this is one of our sponsorships. So we sponsored this property so that people can have access to it. We are then not going to translate to sponsoring an individual because we have already given you a platform to
come and learn
and all of it. That's the one part. The second part is you then have to look at other companies. For example, what does Mngoma want to do? Mngoma wants to sell liters, volumes.
Yeah.
So you approaching Mngoma or you approaching Old Mutual, how is Old Mutual going to speak to the target market that is trying to get? So are people going to be available to know about investment, savings, risk solutions? And if yes, Old Mutual would then say thank you because then you are helping us enabling people's futures. You go to telecoms companies, your cell phone companies, they're about airtime, they're about data, they're about the gadget itself. So if you're going to ask them to support you, they're going to ask you what is their return on investment. So if you're going to say my event or my passion point is going to attract the people that want to buy your phone, people that want to buy airtime, that people want to buy data. So it's not about your two-way conversation. It's not about why don't we get support from the industries. It's about what does the industry going to get out of it as well. Those are the terms and conditions in a broad spectrum.
Okay, you heard it though. Anything you want to add?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Okay, and then I think we come to the end of our show, and then he will just like tell us about all the hashtags, all the social medias, and everything where like you want to know more about the Old Mutual and AMPD studios on how they work. How do you go about that?
Yeah, sure. The first email address to note is info@ampdstudios, ampdstudios.co.za. The next one is demos, DEMOS, at ampdstudios.co.za. Okay. That's where people can send their demos through. So those are the two platforms, and you'll find us on Instagram, you'll find us on Twitter, and if you're to follow at Old Mutual SA, that's our Twitter handle and Facebook handle.
Okay. So before we wrap up our interview, we have this bonus questions. What are the funny moments that you've had, or maybe like the embarrassment moments that you have or on your growing up days?
Sure. There's tons.
Okay. Just one of them that you remember most.
One that I remember most, well, let's take the cell phone industry for example. It does not have a recall button. Once you've sent a message, you've sent a message. So, I once sent a message to the wrong person, and unfortunately it was too late to record the message, and it was an embarrassing message.
You mind sharing what it was saying?
No, it was too embarrassing.
Okay.
So, and till this day that person hasn't forgiven me. Yeah.
Okay, so we have come to the end of our show. Don't forget to subscribe on our YouTube channel. This is Rathebe Mag, like Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Rathebe Mag. And peace and love, yo. Thank you so much.
All right, no problem. All right. Sure.
I think I've done my job. I was steady.